for 1 year, you don't get to go to any movies, and all these places have to AMC, Showcase Cinemas, everybody, the Texas Roadhouse,
the Alamo Draft
House. Has to
love seeing the new flicks at the Texas Roadhouse.
All right, this is over.
Brunch, hit it, boys.
Merry Christmas, Pete.
Merry Christmas, Deej.
It's back.
Oh,
Holiday season is back. Did you know that I was going to start this one with this?
Oh,
you did?
This is our thing.
Yeah. Oh,
Merry Christmas.
I thought that maybe
week.
you'd forgotten about it.
No.
Every
week until Christmas.
You know why?
No, why what?
Do you know why we say it every week?
No.
Because the holidays only come once a year. Oh, the holidays come once a year.
You know what else comes?
It only comes once a year. That's not even a song.
It sounds like it. You fooled me.
Nice.
But you know what is a song?
What?
The Hess truck's back and it's better than ever for Christmas. This year, the Hess truck's here.
Woo, woo.
So yeah,
the whistle tip go. Woo, woo.
That version is
Shout out Bub Rub.
Yeah.
Do you remember Bub Rub? The whistle go. Woo.
The whistles go woo.
And it's driving you crazy.
That is one of the best local news things in the world. I feel like 15, 20 years ago on the internet, like YouTube was basically just a collection of local news clips.
Oh, yeah.
And they were all the best.
There was a kid, so I just told you a story about an internship I had about one kid. I'm going to tell you another one. There was another kid at this internship who, he was the viral video guy before that existed. So
he was an E-Bombs World kid.
Yes.
He basically founded E-Bombs
In
World.
one day, I learned about, this will be like the time that, in like an hour-long span, I found out that Prince died, that somebody else died, I forget what celebrity, and that Silvio got shot because I was watching The Sopranos for the first time. So it was a huge...
Everybody's dying.
Action-packed hour of like things that are going to change my life. This kid, in one day, introduced me to Unforgivable.
Okay.
Do you remember Unforgivable?
Yep.
Bub Rub. Bill O'Reilly freaking out over We'll Do It Live. Here's new cut off of Sting's album.
Yes.
He said it like such a white person. Here's a new cut from Sting's album. Take it away. He was so mad. I found out about all those things in one day, and half of that internship was just watching Bub Rub over and over again.
Fucking incredible.
To those of you who have not seen Bub Rub, it's there's a news story. I think it's in Oakland.
Yeah.
People are installing things in their cars called whistle tips.
Yes.
And it makes the car screech. So he's going around from person to person.
Most unnecessary invention.
He's like, they're doing this this news report from like an auto shop or something, and one of the customers, or maybe one of the mechanics or something, I do not know what Bub Rub was doing there, but his name was Bub Rub, and he says, the whistle go, woo!
The whistles go woo!
Kind of that's what it went like, but mainly this guy was really excited to let you know that the whistle go woo, and he's going around to all the townspeople who are just lamenting.
I fucking hate this thing.
This woman goes, and then they drive by, it's a screeching sound, and the guy goes, the news reporter goes, and it's driving you crazy.
And there's a woman, too, who might be Bub Rub's accomplice or something like that.
I think she's hanging out with Bub Rub.
Partner in crime. She's like, what's everybody complaining about? Should be already up in the morning cooking breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
It was like
that's right.
7 in the morning.
So then Bub Rub says, that's right. Woo, woo. That's like an alarm clock.
He supposed to be up cooking breakfast or somebody, and so that's like an alarm clock. Woo, woo.
Unbelievable.
Bub Rub would love to know what he's up to
I
right
know.
now.
Same.
When you want to woo, woo, it's that woo, woo.
But it is the holiday season, and between a lot of things, we were drinking. I went to pick up some holiday spice lattes. Flat whites. Turns out they don't exist anymore. Don't have them. So now we're drinking regular flat whites. Yep. Not necessarily a holiday drink, but getting in the spirit with it. Holiday cup. Holiday cup. You know what that means?
Problematic.
People talking about holiday cups.
Talking about the war on Christmas.
People love talking about holiday cups.
I know. It's insane. I
say,
bought...
what time? Oh, it's November and they're already coming out with the holiday cups. Can you believe it? It's like, hey, you know that the world's going to be underwater in like a year and a half, right? Okay, cool.
Nice. There's also like a Christmas tree shortage this year.
Is there?
Yeah. So maybe that's what will get the people real riled up. We need like something.
Do you like? Yeah, we need some because the war on Christmas has been won. Yes. Thank you to Mr. Trump.
Yes.
I was gonna even sarcastically. I was gonna say President Trump, but I just can't say it. Thank you to Mr. Trump for saving it by saying Merry Christmas. The first president to ever say Merry Christmas. Just kidding. He is the first president to ever tweet it, though. Just kidding. He did nothing, has done nothing that no one before him has not already done, except for all the stupid things he's done.
He's the first president to shit out of his own mouth.
Yes.
Probably not, but incessantly, for sure. I went to Starbucks and I bought a reusable holiday cup.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't have any travel coffee mugs, and it was just in front of me. I'm sure I could have gotten it cheaper somewhere else, but I wasn't standing in line somewhere.
I only have one mug, and it's like a plastic. It says, what does it say? It says Sunday Night Football on it, and it looks like a red to-go cup, but it's plastic, and you put the coffee in it, and it gets cold right away. It's not one of those mugs that keeps it the same temperature, and let me tell you, I would like a happy medium, but I prefer a cup that's an honest cup that it gets cold at the normal temperature, normal rate, than the one that keeps it hot. That's like so weird. Thing? Yeah, those are
trust it?
Impractical to me.
You sound like an 80-year-old who's like, I don't trust.
No,
this
it's
technology.
not that I don't trust it. In general, I don't trust any technology, but it is impractical to me that you pour coffee into a mug and then 5 hours later it's the same temperature. The coffee drinking experience is as you get more into the coffee, it cools off a little bit, and you kind of Maren Morris voice meet it in the middle.
Yeah, it is. That is like you are sort of like tweaking the process, and kind of cheating the process.
Yeah, and I
also think that you should be able to drink your cup of coffee in like. If you're taking more than an hour, well, what's even the point?
Right, that's a natural kind of race against time. We're going to condition a bunch of soy boy beta cucks to not know how quickly you're supposed to drink coffee. Kids these days don't know how to get anywhere without their Google directions.
They don't need coffee because, you know what? They don't do anything.
That's right.
Goddamn millennials. What do they need coffee for?
Oh, I had a goddamn millennials moment last week. A girl, this was... I knew fully well. I was like, I can't fully participate in this and blow up this person the way I want to because it will be DJ's an asshole time, which, in fairness,
the time for that.
Usually is.
Yes.
I saw a girl who's graduating from college tweeted her reel. She said, I am an aspiring sports reporter. Here's my reel. If you could retweet it, it could help me in my search to get a full-time reporting and anchoring job in sports. So,
good luck with that.
How about a retweet? It had 46,000 retweets, and she responded to it and said, "Hey all, thanks for all the retweets. If you could keep retweeting this, I still haven't found a full-time job." And I was so mad.
Yeah, man.
I was so offended. And, like, do you think that the job I took out of college was a good paying job or even technically a full-time job. I still don't know if I
don't even have a full-time, like I'm
technically
not a full-time employee of CBS.
Oh yeah, and that's the way that I was for years and years and years.
I also wasn't a full-time employee of Fox Sports. That's why when I got laid off,
it was so easy for me to do it.
Yeah, no, I didn't get a severance package. They were just like, oh, we can just let this guy go.
Right. So
that's like a very common theme in the quote-unquote industry these days.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not easy
freelance 40-hour week. So basically I'm a full-time employee.
Technically, yeah.
So I'm a 40-hour week freelancer, but that just means that because I'm under the freelance classification, it means that they don't have to offer me benefits and they don't have to offer me or they don't have to give me a severance or anything, or like they can just cut me off whenever they need to.
Yeah.
So like that's like what everybody's doing now, and the industry sucks because
it is not a good industry.
Right.
If you can find something
like if you can get an offer
I'm talking
retweets,
both
good for you.
Arms, both legs, wrap yourself around it, hold on to it like the spinning log in the American Ninja Challenge thing.
Yes,
I was watching that the other day, hung on to every second of it, was live texting it to one of my friends, and then realized this is from 2015? It's not even live.
That shit doesn't matter.
And my friend was like, yo, you know that it's like 3 a.m. This wasn't going to be live anyway.
It would have been super impressive, though, if these people were staying up late.
But it could have been like within a year of being live. So anyway,
no, you should have been like, well, anybody can do this shit on 8 hours of rest. Let's see what you can do at 4 a.m.
Right. Prove that you're a true ninja warrior. So because ninjas are stealth, they sneak up on you.
You never know when you're going to get attacked. It can come at any hours of the day.
Right. 4:41 in the morning. Boom! Here come the ninjas. They're holding on to the thing. I'll tell you, I watched that and was completely captivated by it. I never watched any of those things, but I was like, man, I get why this is at least on. This is getting some eyes.
Yeah, the worst part about it is the commentating. Because they get commentators that are like actual sports commentators, and they treat it like it's a real fucking thing.
And it's like, we all know you can't be knowledgeable about this because it's not a thing. It's a thing that we just made up now to put on TV.
It has no practical use.
Right. So yeah, so the guy's like, oh well, once you get to the whatever, that's where you really your core strength is tested.
It's like, ooh, these
how do you know? Did they tell you that?
Flaming monkey bars can be a real tough out in the wild.
Yeah. No, they just made those.
Yeah.
So this girl who, again, this is a kid who is graduating from college, very, very green, doesn't know how off, would you say? Hater, yeah. Doesn't totally know how difficult it is, A, to get a job at all, but B, give me a full-time job. And I watched, credit to her, it got me to watch the reel.
How was the reel?
It looked like the reel of somebody who was in college. Yeah. And so, like, now I'm sitting there saying, this isn't that good. Here's what they need to work on. And I was honestly considering DMing this person and saying, like, hey, here, unsolicited, is what I think of this. Like, or like even just how to order the stuff in the reel, which this would definitely fall under. Not intentioned, but this would be mansplaining. Yeah, but just because it's a person saying, hey,
hey, by the way, here's your unsolicited advice from a man. Here's how you do this.
Right. Well,
but it's like it's probably good advice because you've been in the industry.
Exactly. I have friends who will say, I've had friends when they're writing something say, hey, I'm not asking you to edit this, but can you give it a look and tell me what you think? It's just a pair of eyes. It's just
right.
But yeah, like I watched it. I showed it to one of my coworkers, and we were just talking about it, and we were like, yeah, I definitely wouldn't put this stuff up high because it's just kind of generic and it doesn't really show. Anyway, I know so many people, and I work with a lot of people who are within like recent college grad to like 3, 4, 5 years out of college who are working production jobs. I don't know if I've said this. I did production where I work now since from the time I was in college to the time I took a full-time job there. When I was the Bruins beat writer at WEI.com, I had a side job that was kind of paying the bills, being a production person.
I don't even know if I knew this.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No,
really?
Yeah.
Man, it's weird. For how much I talk, I really don't share anything.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I when I was in college, I would answer phones for the baseball show, and then I would come in Sundays and I would write the lower thirds that were on the screen.
So how come the lower thirds now are so much better than when you were doing them?
Because
Is it Max?
It's
the people who work behind the scenes.
They embrace
great.
fun. Yeah. This is going to turn into an infomercial for where I work, but they let you kind of try anything. And the lower thirds, if you've seen our Celtics coverage, we have this guy, Max, who's this big 76ers fan.
I know.
And what's that?
I said, I know Max.
Yeah.
I know Max from my internship days.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the Flyers.
We probably crossed paths when we were there. But he just writes all the lower thirds are always snarky, jokey things. Like, it won't say stats ever. It will just say a joke about the player. They did went semi-viral the other night. They did a touchscreen thing ranking the rookies this year, and one of the options, Ben Simmons, hilarious. Got to do that 3 years in a row joke. But anyway, so for years I worked there, just watching people learning how to do stuff as I was learning how to report in my full-time job. And I obviously was terrible at everything, and I made a million mistakes and embarrassed myself a million times. And I would hate the idea of somebody not getting to do that. Obviously, it would have been a lot better if, like, financially, if I got a full-time job on television, which pays more money, and I would have had more money, but I probably wouldn't be any good at the job.
Right.
Fun little thing, as fate would have it. Still not any good at it, but at least I tried it that way. But yeah, I just found it very offensive that I work with so many people who want to be on air and would love to be on air, and they're putting in their 10,000 hours, and they're learning how to do stuff, and they're getting to know people, and they're making connections. And then you got people who, and I'm totally taking it out on this girl.
Yeah. But here's the big thing. Here's what makes me so mad about it. Like, everybody, you said that her reel wasn't exceptional.
Yeah, it was
a college reel. Every person in the world who's studying broadcast has a college reel.
Exactly.
And if it's not exceptional, I don't understand why she's putting it. Well, I understand why she's putting it out there, but I don't understand why it has 46,000 retweets, and I don't understand why she expects to get a full-time job out of it.
Right.
Because everybody in the world fucking has one of these reels.
And I feel bad because I remembered after I was talking to my coworker about it, and she was like, yeah, I think that everyone's just trying to do what... there was a kid who posted their reel and saying, I'm graduating, I'm looking for a job, and it was unbelievable. The best reel in the world. And I remember I retweeted it.
Yeah, if somebody gets a job doing that, then that's fine, because they're sharing their thing. And I don't have a problem with her sharing her thing. It's just if it's not exceptional, then don't expect a full-time job out of it.
Right, because I'm imagining, if I saw that and I was a hiring person, I would say, hey,
this kid's got talent.
Love the drive.
Right.
I mean, just that you know what you want to do out of college puts that girl a million steps ahead of everybody else, and that you've worked at it and that you are working at it. I would say, come on in. Let's see, what kind of stuff we could do for you. Maybe doing some production stuff. Maybe we could get you some airtime at some point. But that's not what that person... It's seemingly the fact that the person followed up and said, I'd means that maybe people were saying that, and she was like, oh, no.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing anything less than full-time.
So, yeah, putting your 10,000 hours, believe it or not, brunch has yet to really bring in buku bucks for us. And
as hard as it may be to believe.
Yes, and but we're putting in our 10,000 hours. Maybe at some point we'll be great at podcasting. We legitimately are. Where this is just golden.
Yeah, and we're going to make some money here because we've got an ad read. Today's episode of Brunch is brought to you by The Athletic. You know what it is. It's the sports site, the subscription sports site that basically hires everybody these days. It's the one with Jason Stark, with Pierre LeBrun, a million other writers that you know and love, both national and team-based. And The Athletic brings you sports coverage that is based on storytelling. It's in-depth. It's wonderful. It's a publisher of smarter sports coverage for diehard fans. The model is simple. No ads, no pop-ups, no autoplay video. It's all about the authentic, in-depth coverage written by journalists who know the teams inside and out. Coverage goes beyond just game recaps and trade speculation, but rather provides smarter analysis and deeper perspective for teams and leagues that you love and follow. So if you want to subscribe to The Athletic, if you're not already subscribed, I highly recommend it. I'm subscribed myself. I read almost on a daily basis. They have a ton of great NHL coverage for anybody who listens. Their NHL coverage is superb. So I would highly recommend it. And if you want to, you can do so now. This is not a Cyber Monday deal. This is a brunch deal. You can subscribe for less than $3 a month. That's 40% off. It's an insane deal for all the content that you get, all the great content. Let's see. It's more than 650, 700 news stories published every week across all sports. That's insane. And all of it is, or pretty much all of it is very high quality. Would highly recommend. So if you want to subscribe, less than $3 per month, go to theathletic.com/brunch. That's theathletic.com/brunch. 40% off, $2.99 per month. You can't beat that deal. So go subscribe. Get access to some of the best writers in the game. That's theathletic.com/brunch. Subscribe and be a part of the future of sports journalism.
So, in conclusion, I hope that person gets a great job. Builds up.
Well, I was going to say, I hope that if she gets a job, good for her. I hope that she doesn't expect that it's that easy for the rest of her career.
I just hope. I mean, I've really thought about it a lot, and I've talked to a lot of my coworkers about it, and I hope that they can not necessarily do like exactly what I did, which is get a job that lets you kind of technically be in the industry. While you find out how else to pay the bills. Hopefully, she gets a job that will pay the bills and she can learn on the fly and everything comes together. But I just don't overlook putting in your 10,000 hours. It's I mean, I look back fondly on things like internships, and I know that not every person can, like when I was in college, I remember living at home. Now we're getting into like industry talk, but I remember like living at home when I was for the summers in college allowed me to do internships for free. So I understand everybody's case is different, but try to hack away at the 10,000 hours any way you can, because if you just try to go straight for I want to start with the end game, then you're going to start off being bad. And you're going to kind of be at the top of the ladder. And when you mess up there and when you embarrass yourself there, that's not going to be as good as when you're kind of on a lower rung and you embarrass yourself and you're like, oh man, it's a good thing no one saw that.
Right. So I don't know.
Millennials,
if she finds a way to get in through the back door and like get her way into a job, good for her, I guess. But I wouldn't feel like entitled to a full-time job straight out of the gate. At least not full-time I'm going to be a reporter.
Yeah, I saw veteran reporters and anchors who, not everybody on ESPN is full-time there, you know?
Right.
So I saw veteran reporters and anchors retweeting it with man, so this is the mistake I've been making for all these years. I forgot to ask for retweets. This is why I never got a full-time job. So I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm discouraging
on this girl.
Discouraging having big aspiration. I just look at it more skeptically because I've been in the biz and I just know. I think to the naked eye, hey, I went to school to be a reporter and anchor. I'd like a full-time job. Is that right now? You're like, oh, cool. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. You know, you go to school studying economics. You get a job in what's that job?
I don't know.
But you get a job in that field. Makes sense. But for this field, it
stinks.
It's hard.
It stinks.
And I don't know. I just know that I sound like, and I said it. I tweeted about this. I said, I know that I sound like an angry old guy, And
well, going on and on about it for like 15 minutes on this podcast has not helped our case either.
Yeah. So speaking of angry old guys, the holiday season is upon us, and there's a new Christmas movie.
Hell yeah.
Starring Santa Claus himself. It's called The Christmas Chronicles. I've kept my thoughts about this very quiet because I'm excited to talk about this. It's Kurt Russell as Santa Claus, and it is just the only thing I've said about it on Twitter, which is just it's a whopper of a movie.
Yes, it is a Netflix original with Kurt Russell and don't know anybody else in it, honestly. Lamorne Morris.
Lamorne Morris, Oliver Platt Oliver Hudson.
I was gonna say what the
plays the dead father.
Okay.
Kimberly Williams Paisley, is that her name?
Is it Brad Paisley?
Brad Paisley's wife.
Okay.
It's the girl from Father of the Bride. You never saw the Father of the Bride movies?
Don't think so.
Oh man, very pretty woman.
Okay.
You don't think so?
Good start. Oh, I thought you meant Very Pretty Woman, the movie Pretty Woman.
No, that's a sequel. A very
Yes.
a very Pretty Woman Christmas.
Okay.
No, you don't think that she's a cutie pie?
She the mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super cutie pie. She's in the show Nashville, too.
Good thing her husband's
so is Oliver
dead.
Hudson.
Very available in that movie.
Yes. So I had no idea what this movie was. I saw a preview for it, and it was kind of your run-of-the-mill. Kids are with Santa. Santa is very concerned about Christmas cheer. That's a rule that people have just kind of thrown into the Christmas thing over the years.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like half the rules that this movie made up for Christmas. This movie made up a lot of Christmas rules.
This movie threw a bunch of Christmas movies into a melting pot and just stirred it up and took little things from each of them and came out with the most ridiculous mess of a Christmas movie you've ever seen.
Yeah, so in short, it's about a family from Lowell, Massachusetts.
Yes.
Which I did not see coming. Really punched me in the face.
I had an idea when one of the kids was wearing a Patriots 00 jersey at the beginning.
I did like that. There was so it's like maybe 10-year-old girl maybe.
She is 10.
Okay, 10-year-old girl, teenage brother, father died,
very dead,
passed on.
They will let you know every 5 minutes in this movie that the father is dead.
Hard.
They do like this. This movie listens to Brunch because it is hammering home the fact that people are dead.
Right. So the brother and sister, they're always fighting about something. We'll get to this, why they're fighting. But they're always fighting about something, and then they end up breaking into the Santa's sleigh and completely ruin Christmas for the world. And there's like a lot of, how do we get everything back on track? Let's help Santa, blah, blah. And the whole time you're just like, well,
you guys just went away.
If you didn't do any of this, then none of this would have happened. Santa Claus is Kurt Russell, who has never seen any sort of depiction of Santa Claus ever, and plays Santa Claus as confusingly as any person could ever play Santa Claus. It's a great time. So I guess let's just go.
We just have to like go through all the
blow by blow.
Yeah, basically. But I did want to say right off the bat, I felt like this movie had very strong Babes in Toyland vibes. Even down to the smallest part of like growing up in Lowell, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Babes in Toyland, they fucking love Cincinnati. They're like, we're from Cincinnati, blah, blah, blah.
I'm so embarrassed. I was just about to say, wait, why? Where are they from in Babes in Toyland?
Cincinnati, baby.
Boy, are they from Cincinnati. They were going to call it Cincy, but since Cincy was so natty, they named it Cincinnati, so they say, the holidays. Oh, it's that one time a year. I was starting to sing, that's Amore.
Yeah, there
it's
you go.
that one time a year where they spread Christmas cheer. It's the holidays.
So they kick off this movie by letting you know that the girl is like the lamest fucking 10-year-old in the world.
This this girl has no friends, including Santa Claus. Santa Claus,
including her own family,
hates this girl.
Her mom ditches her to go to work on Christmas Eve. Her brother wants nothing to do with her. She's also a 10-year-old who believes in Santa, can't stay home alone, makes her Christmas wish video on Christmas Eve. So she is like the dumbest 10-year-old in the world.
Well, this family in general, so it's the three of them, brother, sister, mom from Father of the Bride. Not the mom from Father of the Bride. The daughter, the bride from Father of the Bride. And they do a thing that happens a lot in Christmas movies, which is...
Don't put up any decorations?
They save everything. Why do they save everything for, like, motherfucker, have you heard of a term called shelf life?
Like, there are people now are complaining about how early people put up Christmas decorations
not
and
in
shit
Christmas
like
movies.
That. No, not at all. It is December 24th in every Christmas movie.
11:54. They're like, what do you say? Should we bust out the stockings? Do we know where they are? They do all that before, and then like sometimes they open presents right at midnight. There's a very confusing timeline with a lot of Christmas movies. So this is a stupid thing they do that's not specific to this movie. Fortunately, there are a lot of stupid things that are specific to this movie. So let's start. They show a timeline they show a montage of Christmas videos that they take over the years, and it's all high definition stuff with impeccable lighting that they just put some lines through, so it makes it seem like
just by chance they start off all of the videos with it's Christmas 2004.
Yeah.
And then the next video it's like it's Christmas 2006.
And then they stop coming because the father dies.
Yes.
But the daughter still hangs on to the camera. She absolutely loves it. She asks her brother if she can hang out with him, and he says, no, I'm going out with my friends. So she follows him with the camera and uncovers that this brother, who's like kind of a little like a typical older brother, like, get out of my room, dweeb.
Yeah,
like,
he's
don't
like,
you know, blah.
He's just like a little snobby.
Harmless little snobby guy. She goes to see what's he up to?
Just kidding, stealing cars.
He steals cars. That is the thing that they use to say this kid's kind of a punk. There are so many things in between, get out of my room, and he's committing Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, it's like very much like all right, here we need an angsty teenager who's a bit of a jerk to his little sister. What do we have him do? Murder!
Right.
No, that's too much. Okay, he steals cars.
He's
Grand
out there
Theft Auto.
stealing cars, and it leads to this.
But it really does set the tone for the whole movie because this is a very dark Christmas movie.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of moments. There are a lot of like near death moments, but not in the.
But they don't present it in like a way where like, hey, we know we're being dark. It's like, hey, we're a fun Christmas movie. Look at this shit.
But the near death moments aren't like when you're normally watching a kid's movie and you're like, oh, in real life they would have died there.
Right.
They show, like, them coming one drop from dying. There are times when they're flying and they're not in the sleigh. They fall out of the sleigh. Things are upside down. People are on fire. There is, like, a real...
going to
die.
Do you have anything before the falling out of the sleigh scene?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I've got this. I had to pause it to... This is like a 90-minute movie that took me, like, 6 hours to watch because I kept pausing and writing down things. So... the kid comes back from stealing cars, goes into his room, sees the little girl in there with her friends. Just kidding, she doesn't have any. and she says, "You have a good time with your friends?" And he says, "Get out of my room. You know you're not allowed in here, and you're not allowed to steal cars from the deli parking lot." And then they have this like, "Mom's gonna be so mad. Get back here, you creep." But they're talking about stealing cars.
There's never discussion of like you could go to jail.
Right. Like this isn't like a wait until mom finds out thing. This is a wait until your sentencing thing.
This is like what the fuck are you doing with stolen cars? That's never brought up either.
He's back like a minute later. I think honestly, I was thinking about it. I was like, is he just like dumping it off at like a chop shop or something?
Or is he like returning it to the spot? Like is he just joyriding stolen cars and then bringing it right back to the spot? Like what is happening there? And two, like you're a fucking idiot. You could go to jail.
Yeah.
Neither of those are brought up.
So the mom comes home while they're arguing because she's got the tape of him stealing cars, and she's so upset that they're yelling at each other. And the mom says, "You know what I want for Christmas? for you two to not fight or something like that. And that's a huge Christmas movie move, which is to make everything about Christmas.
Yeah, no, it's a huge Christmas movie move to make parents have the shittiest wishes of all time.
Yeah,
like a parent's Christmas wish is always like, I just wish for love. I just wish that you guys would get along. You know what? When I'm a parent, I'm gonna have real demands.
Yeah, like I would.
Buy me the new Call of Duty, you little bitch.
Right, I would like. I'm not gonna want a video game, but I'm gonna want something cool. But yeah, like I wish there was one time in a Christmas movie, something's going on, people are arguing about something, and someone's like, "Hey, you know what I want for Christmas?" And then anybody else was like, "You say Christmas?" we were having the discussion. Why you? That is real so out of the blue.
Issues.
Why are we talking about Christmas? So let's see what else I wrote. I wrote down, why do they save so many tasks for Christmas Eve in Christmas movies? But we have to decorate the tree. Yep, we hit on that. You had weeks to do this. The daughter says to the brother after the mom leaves for work, they're trying to kind of figure out why they don't like each other, and she says, ever since Dad died, all you want to do is hang out with your wannabe gangster friends.
Yep.
Which,
by the way, the acting in this movie is terrible from the little girl.
Well, supposedly kids aren't good at acting, which makes sense. They're not good at anything yet.
I mean, there are a lot of child actors who get by.
The kid,
even the twins from Raymond were.
Oh, those kids
good.
Were unbelievable.
Yeah,
yeah.
And,
but I mean, we're not talking about everybody knows Raymond here.
We should be.
Everybody, I agree. So she asks her brother to help booby trap the place so they can get a video of Santa.
Home Alone.
Yep. She offers to give him the tape of him stealing the car. He asks, "Are you serious?" There where she stands, she places her hand on the wall where there is a plaque of her dead father, and she puts her hand on it and says, "I swear." And it was just like one of those moments that lets you know they're never going to stop telling you that their father is dead.
At least they deliver on that promise.
Right. Like, it's always going to... Because I'd forgotten for a second. I was like, you'd gone 4 minutes without doing the dead dad thing. They just... within arm's reach, there's always the thing that can tie it back. So they break into Santa's sleigh, and the first words we hear from Santa are shrieks as they all die, or nearly die during turbulence.
Yeah, I want to talk about the fact
he yells, "Hold on to your sister!" And it's in such a high voice that doesn't sound anything like Santa.
And Santa knows. It gets established later in the movie that Santa knows everybody, obviously, because he's Santa. Real weird move for Santa to be super freaked out. I guess in that situation, this guy is seemingly prepared for everything, knows everybody, and just completely lost his shit and caused a bunch of turbulence and sent the girl flying off the sleigh, literally plummeting to earth, as a real little girl would fall, backwards down, plummeting to earth. And she does for a good couple minutes.
I will say Santa is he's definitely a jerk in this movie, but it was missing the opportunity in every other movie if you're driving and suddenly in the back seat you see someone's head pop up. Usually when you see someone unexpectedly who you don't know, there's always a good 40-second thing where you're pointing a gun at them and you really don't believe they are who they are. And you're like, who are you? What are you doing here? How'd you get here? Everything else that Santa does suggests that he would have one of those moments with the little girl. Didn't get to happen because, A, Santa didn't have a gun, which for this movie was kind of surprising.
Yeah, seriously.
And B, the girl, as you said, falls out of the sleigh. So they all land.
That was a real wake-up moment for me, falling out of the sleigh. That was a holy shit, what is this movie?
Right.
Because it is... I don't know how much of this movie is for kids versus adults, because that was a real adult moment.
Yeah. A big thing with this movie is that... Santa loses his hat, which this is a rule they make up, which is everybody knows that the way that... What is it? The way that something...
Santa's powers are in his hat.
Santa's powers are in his hat.
He needs to be wearing his hat to have his powers.
You know what that sounds like? Sounds like Santa This is a bald guy.
Yeah.
I need my lucky hat. It's like, it's not a lucky hat. It's just you want to be wearing a hat because you're bald.
You know how he could have fixed his baldness? He didn't have to wear that hat.
For hymns, my personal experience is that I love talking about hymns. Hymns is a great thing because 66% of men lose their hair by age 35, and as someone who's pretty much 35, I mean, as I've always said, once you're 24, you're 25, and once you're 29, you're 40. I'm in that range. 66% of men lose their hair by 35, and I'm not going to let it happen to me. Because the thing is, when you start to notice hair loss, it's too late. So if you see that hairline slowly moving backwards, bald spots, think, what's this going to look like a year from now if I don't do anything about it? I ask you, do you want a bald spot? Do you want your hairline to recede? Do you want snake oil in your life? You want to be turned into snake oil junk? No. Why do guys turn to weird things like snake oil when they can just trust solutions like medicine and science? I'll tell you, that solution is forhims.com, a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness for men. I want you to be motivated. I'm motivated. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. For Him's going to connect you to real doctors with medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. There's no snake oil. There's no waiting rooms. You just go to forhims.com. You're going to find generic equivalents to name-brand prescriptions that'll help you keep your hair. It's backed by science. It's so easy. You answer a few questions, doctor will review and can prescribe you. Products are shipped directly where? Where do you think?
Right to your doctor.
No.
I know, it's right to your door. Unless your
doctor is, yes, exactly. Unless you are self-medicating, which I have learned I've got to stop doing. So you go to forhims.com instead. Order now. Listeners get a free trial month of For Hims for just $5 today, right now, while supplies last. The website for full details. That'll cost hundreds if you went to a doctor or pharmacy. Go to forhims.com/brunch. That's forhims.com/brunch. forhims.com/brunch. Yeah, Santa makes up this thing about, or the movie really makes up this thing about the hat.
I will say his Kurt Russell's beard is a fantastic Santa beard.
Well, Kurt Russell's look in general is very interesting because a big thing with this movie that they constantly talk about is Kurt Russell does not play a fat Santa.
Yes, they fat shame Santa
and nobody believes that it's him because he's not fat enough. Yeah. And like most of the dialogue in this movie is Kurt Russell talking about his physique.
Half his lines are him bragging about his about him being wide,
right,
in the good way.
Yeah,
and then the other half are him just fat shaming the portrayals of Santa.
So in order to get the hat, they end up in Chicago.
Real weird twist to go from Lowell, Mass.
Yeah,
to start off in Lowell, Mass, and then spend the rest of the movie in Chicago.
This movie is unwilling to not be around crime.
No.
It is very important to this movie that all this holiday cheer takes place among near constant crime.
Yes.
We'll get to Lamorne Morris in a second, but Lamorne Morris plays a policeman because there's a lot of crime going on in this movie.
Yep.
Most of the crime, in fairness, done by our three main characters, which are the little girl, Teddy, who steals cars, and Santa Claus, who, Santa or not, they are breaking a lot of rules. They steal a car, but it's from a guy who stole a car, so it's kind of a little Robin Hood thing. Shout out, by the way, to the Robin Hood movie that's apparently out.
It's trash.
Did you see it?
I haven't seen it, but it looks like trash, and it's being reviewed as trash, and the numbers are trash.
This is where I'm we pretty much see every movie that comes out. I like that I don't have immediate pressure to see that movie because I'm really not interested in
But like the worse the reviews that it gets is the more I want to see it.
Yeah, that's true. See how bad it is?
Yeah.
So they do that. They run into... so the girl has to find Santa... Or Teddy has to find Santa's bag of toys because that fell out.
Fell out
when the girl fell out.
Yes.
And he's got to get it to...
He can't... normally he would just, fly there and fix his sleigh, but he ran out of his magic because the hat fell out, the sack fell out, the girl fell out, everything fell out of that sleigh.
Christmas cheer is also low. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
They got to have the Christmas cheer up.
I don't know why the Christmas cheer would be low because apparently it's because people aren't getting their presents and stuff, but it's in the middle of the night.
Well, that would make sense, though.
What do you mean?
Well, like if word had gotten out, like, hey, the presents you thought you were getting, you're not getting them.
Yeah, but it's the middle of the night. That's what I'm saying.
How do they know?
Yes,
you're right. So they go to a bar. Santa hits on the hostess. He trades a Mickey Mantle card or something
for a Porsche.
And then the
weird
deal
shit happens.
gets nullified.
Yes.
This movie really is one. Like when we talk about movies, people say, "Oh man, I could listen to DJ and Pete describe movies to each other, and I'm never going to see it, but that's fine because I feel like I've seen it." I don't think we're going to be able to fully give this one.
No,
to you.
you
have
should
to watch it.
Yeah.
There's like they get split up, and one person has to go look for stuff, and the other one has to find. At some point, the elves get introduced, and they're minions and Furbies at the same time.
We're skipping over a big part. Santa goes to jail.
Yes, Santa goes to jail.
So Lamorne Morris and his partner arrest Santa for stealing a car and possibly kidnapping children. Yeah, they don't believe him that he's Santa.
Fair.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't believe him that
cops.
he's Santa.
Yeah.
So they bring him to jail. There is a fantastic jailhouse scene. Well, actually, two fantastic jailhouse scenes. One, an interrogation of Santa in an interrogation room where Santa just completely taunts the cop for losing his wife.
Yeah, it does like a whole
hey, your wife left you.
Hey, no, like one of those hey, I'm in here, but I can hit you from the inside.
Yes, yeah.
Hey, I know where
I might be in cuffs, but
hey, just so you know,
your heart's in cuffs.
I know everything about the people in your life. That's the thing. This cop is interrogating him, and he's bringing up, hey, your ex-wife. I saw your ex-wife the other day. Yeah, I know this person. I know that person.
You know what he's doing?
It's a threat.
You know what he's doing? It's like when somebody lashes out, and you're like, hey, I know you're doing this because you're torn inside. Because you're unhappy.
But as an
inside.
interrogating cop, all you hear is, I arrested this person, and they are talking about my family members.
Yeah.
So, this is a threat.
Right. This is a person who could legitimately be a kidnapper.
Yeah.
And they're
talking. He's saying he's got eyes.
He's saying, I know you have a family.
Right. The other one being, and I definitely want to talk about this because
I knew you were going to love this one.
Entirely unnecessary.
I love it so
purpose.
much.
So Santa is locked up. He's in jail. Some other guys are in jail. And he gets up, walks over to Steven Van Zandt.
Yes.
Speaking of Syl, walks over to Syl and says, hey, you're in Bruce Springsteen's band. Here's a guitar. It says to this other guy, here's a guitar. And they have this jailhouse rock scene where they put on this big performance. Behind bars. Yeah. It doesn't do anything.
No, but there's they put on this performance. There's crazy lighting.
Yep.
It's stage lighting. They're playing their instruments that aren't plugged in.
Yeah, and it's not a quick let's create a diversion. So as we're doing this, we can do something else.
It's just
everybody in it. Yes, everybody involved in this is focused on participating in the music and playing.
There's backup singers that come out of nowhere.
Right.
It is so wild and unnecessary, but I think that's the point where I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm all in on this movie.
Yeah.
Because it is completely...
I never knew when I was watching that movie if something was furthering the plot or if the movie knew if it was furthering the plot.
Yeah, but at that moment I felt like the movie was in on the joke.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was like, fuck yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, one of our friend Brian, who loves movies, has seen every movie, was saying this is a great movie, and I couldn't tell if I know that it's in on the joke and that knows it's a stupid movie. I don't know if I can say great. It's just so it's the stupidest movie I've ever seen in my life.
That's not true. As Babes in Toyland is way stupider. But this is this. I really think that this is the new Babes in Toyland. It is very, very close, and it is. I fucking love both of them. I'm gonna
nonstop insanity.
I will tell you.
Yeah.
I will watch this movie almost every year.
I'm gonna make other people in my life watch this movie,
and I'm going. And I want.
I'm gonna watch it with them. Yes. Absolutely. There was a part where Teddy and Santa are driving, and they're talking about something. It's a whole lot of Star Wars stuff. Didn't know you needed to have seen Harry Potter in order to understand
origin
this movie.
Story.
Didn't know if there was prerequisites for this movie.
What are you getting to next?
I will say it's the most problematic part of this movie. Teddy has a redemption arc.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
But
Teddy he steals cars and then he helps out Santa.
We should first get to the
sounds my redemption arc bell.
Yes. Sound the alarm. We should first get to the part where the kids are walking in a park and they get like kidnapped. They get mugged by a bunch of thugs who are hanging out in a park on Christmas Eve just waiting to pounce.
Yeah.
And they So what exactly happens?
The most diverse gang that's ever existed. This movie did not want to
offend anybody.
Any sort of risk. They have there's a short man. There's a short white man or a tall Indian man. There's a mid-sized black woman. There's
a Hispanic guy involved.
One of every.
This is the melting pot gang.
There was a handicapped person or a person with disabilities. Sorry, there was it was just a very
the
apparent
fish monster from The Shape of Water was involved.
Yeah, we are making no stereotypes about what gang members look like.
But they were not afraid to go in on the crime rate in Chicago.
They spoke French. It was just very diverse. Santa Claus was actually a member of this gang. They just wanted to make sure. Okay.
So the Santa's bag, they find out that Santa's got the bag, and the girl falls into the bag because the girl cannot stop falling off and into shit the entire movie. Falls off a reindeer, falls off a sleigh, falls into a bag, and apparently she falls into the bag straight through to the North Pole workshop.
Yeah.
Don't know how that works. There's a lot of vortexes involved in this movie.
The
sleigh goes through vortexes.
Yeah, that's how Santa delivers his toys. He bangs out 3 houses.
We talked about how the Grinch was a secret magician.
Yeah.
In the new Grinch, Santa's also a magician apparently in this movie. So she falls into Santa's workshop. Meanwhile, the older brother gets kidnapped and gets brought to a warehouse. Where they're like, "Yo, what's in the toy bag?" And it's just coal for everybody.
They get to the warehouse with the gang, and they're like, "We're gonna find out what's in the bag." Right after we introduce you to this elderly Asian woman who is in our gang because we're telling you, anybody and everyone can be in this gang.
This is like the World Census of gangs.
And you're right. And Teddy's like, "Yeah, are you gonna?" She seems nice. Are you gonna
in the gang?
let me go? And they're like, "Oh no, we are holding you hostage, but we just want to let you know." And everybody is in this gang.
And at the same time that this is happening, the little girl is at Santa's workshop, and she also gets held hostage by the elves, which you mentioned are house elves from Harry Potter.
Maybe that. I don't know.
They look like that. They look like a mixture of that and the troll dolls that you put on top of pencils.
Yeah, so mainly for me they were minions and gremlins.
Yes, that's very accurate.
And they had them do the minion voice and everything.
It was in a different language.
Yeah, well that's what minions are.
Oh, but that's not even. They had subtitles for the elves.
Oh, true. Yeah, right? Did they?
Yeah.
Did they say any... Okay.
Yeah. The elves, honestly, to me, were one of the stars of the movie.
Oh, God, I hated it. I threw them out right away. It was just so derivative.
Yeah, but I was like, what the hell is this shit? They were and they were scary-ass elves.
Well, they were homicidal, was an important thing to bring up.
Yes, they were some really fucking dark, problematic elves.
They almost cut off Teddy's dick.
Oh, they try to take a chainsaw to his dick.
Yes.
Unbelievable part of the movie. They come a centimeter away from chopping off that dick.
They all run out of the bag while the United Nations gang is going to attack Teddy or something. They all run out and they beat up all the gang members, which again, kind of problematic because they're beating up the elderly. They're everybody. And they were like, okay, last but not least, let's cut off this kid's dick. And the girl crawls out and she's like, yo, I think doesn't she say he's with me?
Yeah.
And like this girl has now become quite hardened. I don't know if she's under the roof of this
she's like their
place.
she's like their overlord now.
Right.
But yeah, like this was not
she's
like
their
a
pimp.
This is not like a mistaken like wait that was really kind of close to his nuts.
Yeah.
Did they do that on purpose?
No, the guy said, "Here we go." They took the subtitles off, and he said in a normal voice,
"Motherfucker, your
voiced
dick is
by
mine."
Kurt Russell. Time for that dick.
And then they really didn't know in what direction they were going with these elves, because like 5 minutes later, one of the elves was flossing. Did you?
Oh yeah,
see
they
that?
were
they were
flossing.
Literally doing the floss. So
This
it's a
movie
real
really
180.
was, like sensory overload.
Yeah. If you want to talk about Teddy having a redemption arc, how about the elves having a redemption arc from almost cutting off dicks to doing the floss?
True. So then they all meet up back with Santa, and it's all great. But hey, they're running out of time to deliver all these toys, which that's a BS thing, because time in Santa don't work anyway.
Right.
Like that they all get delivered. If you're hitting every house in like 10 hours, then you might as well be hitting every house in 10 minutes, because it's just as unbelievable. So they show them...
Especially when you have vortexes and you're a fucking magician.
So they show on the map them bouncing around, and on the map...
They miss 1 million houses.
They go from Chicago to Vancouver to Boise.
It's just a real weird itinerary.
That is, like, Google Maps would throw up at that.
This is the Spirit Airlines of Santa. Absolutely no idea where he's going or if you're actually going to get there.
So they finish the trip, and then they get to the house, and Santa reveals, oh, by the way, I didn't need my hat. I could have flown the whole time. And it's like one of those, oh, wait a minute, he could have flown the whole time. But it doesn't answer anything. It just... Why did he do that?
It just makes Santa a lot creepier, because he did that intentionally so that he could spend a couple hours with little kids.
Right. So when the cops were like, "Hey, are you misleading these kids and kidnapping them?"
The answer was yes.
The answer was yes. Yeah.
Right. And yeah, after that he drops the kids off, and their house is magically decorated.
Yep.
And he gives Teddy a present, which is a bulb ornament.
Yeah.
And at this point, it was like he read a note, because Teddy asked for his dead dad. They remind you his dad is dead. His only wish was that his dead dad,
stupid wish, Teddy, you got to know,
could be back alive. And Santa was like, "Yo, I can't do that. I'm magical, and I can fucking go around the world in 10 minutes. But God forbid, I bring your dad back to life.
I can produce a Mickey Mantle rookie card."
Right.
I can
put on a fucking jailhouse
Can't produce a guy
production.
that no one cared about.
Yes. So he says, "I can't do that, but here's this bulb." I was really worried that they were going to bring the fucking dad back to life. They were going to find some way to bring him back.
Oh, if they did, it would have been my favorite movie.
Because it was not out of the question in the context of this movie.
It would have been my favorite movie.
It would have been fucking hilarious. But alas, could not happen. He just sees his fucking reflection in the bulb.
And Santa gave him the ability to think about his dad, which he already had.
And the kid has the absolute gall.
Yeah.
To the first thing that he says to the ornament when he sees his dad is, "I'm proud of you." It's like, yeah, no shit. I'm a firefighter who died in a blazing fire.
It was his dad talking to him.
No, he said it to the dad.
Right.
But the dad...
But he was like, he was talking to his reflection, which was his dad. So he was saying, "I'm proud of you." But
then the dad replies in the ornament and says, "I'm proud of you too."
Really?
Yes.
I thought that he was just saying, "I'm proud of you."
That's what I thought at first, but then the dad replies, "I'm proud of you too." And so I was like, the gall on that kid to fucking be like, "Hey, Dad, I forgive you."
So the movie ends with the mom seeing the two kids hugging after they had this Santa Claus experience, and they're all happy, and they're hugging, and they go in and have Christmas, and that's the end of the movie. But I'll tell you, nothing has changed in the eyes of the law. Like, this kid is like, I'm glad this kid went and had a good experience with his sister and everything.
Glad he had a good Christmas. He could still go to jail fucking tomorrow.
Right, exactly. Right. And I was like, how do you leave off there?
You imagine
his one gift should have been like, "Yo, can you wipe the record? Can you can you give me a clean slate?"
Yeah, you imagine that, like...
All I want for Christmas is an alibi.
It would have been fucking hilarious if the movie ended with the cops just showing up and being like, yo, you just stole a car from the deli yesterday? And he was like, yeah, but I forgive my dad.
It's like, it was so long. I was in Chicago. We were flying around everything. It was like, cool, you stole a car yesterday.
We have the tapes,
You're obviously going to jail. So not too feel-good of a movie, but I guess that means that, I don't know, there was a redemption arc for Teddy. People are not going to like that. People hate redemption arcs.
Absolutely hate them.
People hate redemption arcs.
Can't be a bad character in a movie, or a bad-ish character in a movie and
then
get away
do something
with it.
good.
Yeah. Nope, can't happen.
Very bad.
But now that I think about it, Santa has the tape. Santa's got the tape of Teddy's Grand Theft Auto. Santa could dime out Teddy.
No, he doesn't. I thought he has the tape of him flying away.
Yeah, but isn't that all on the same tape? It could theoretically be.
Oh, yeah, she could have taped over it,
They never saw her swapping out the tapes.
Yeah. Okay.
Would be fucking hilarious if they got to keep that Christmas video.
Yeah.
And the mom pops it in just for like a, hey, let's reminisce on the Christmas of 2018.
Yep.
And it just kicks off with Teddy stealing a car. So I absolutely love this movie. Huge fan.
It's the most ridiculous. It's one of the more ridiculous movies in the world. As we discussed there, I realized the only thing I didn't like about it is that it wasn't more ridiculous. I wish they brought the dead dad back.
I'm hoping for a sequel. For a sequel that really goes in on it.
Speaking of sequels, tell you what, we also saw Creed 2. And
Creed 2, here we Creed again.
Yes. I had a terrible movie-going experience there, but I liked the movie Creed 2.
I really like the movie Creed 2.
I'm never not going to like one of those movies. It is as formulaic.
Oh, it is exactly what I expected. But honestly, totally fine with it.
It's a lot of, are you going to take the fight? And I'm going to take the fight.
So much you
This
taking
is all
the fight.
I know. Don't make it. Hey, it's
Don't
only
make this
because don't make this about your dad.
Doing this for you,
Felicia Rashad. Man, how am I so lucky to be able to watch a movie that is Michael B. Jordan and Felicia Rashad as his mom?
So great,
the best. Great performances all around. Like this isn't like an Oscar type movie, it's a great sports movie.
I wanted to say that it's like a really good popcorn movie, but I think there's a little bit more depth to it than that. But it's like it's not going to reinvent the wheel, or like it's not going to blow your dick off in terms of just like a movie or like a film.
Yeah,
but it is a fantastic movie, and it is so much fun.
Here's an issue I have with these movies though, and I remember having it the first time, and this time I really got it. You can't make these boxing movies anymore, just with the CTE and everything, and you see. Like all the hits that they take, there's like a lot of like huge blows to the head.
Yeah, I mean it's an unrealistic boxing movie in the sense that like one of those shots would take a guy down and knock him out for the fight.
And instead
they just completely trade them, and like Drago's son is a fucking monster. Like if he hits you with one of those, you're dead.
Yeah,
so, like,
and I don't want to spoil it, but there's one shot about halfway through the movie that's like that would have killed him.
Yes, and so like I mean I never thought about CTE once during this movie. It's
just hard to watch like all those like huge blows to the head.
So preposterous that it's like not even in my head.
They got to just pivot to a different sport. Or maybe trivia.
To UFC.
Or something. Because you could still do that with other stuff. Like make it about like mathletes or something like that.
Jesus.
Where it's like, you already won, you're already in first place. You shouldn't compete in this thing. Are you really gonna compete? Are you really gonna take this like
you're gonna take this challenge?
This challenge? You're like, of course I'm gonna take this challenge. Hey, you're a father now. You gotta consider you gotta. There's more. This isn't just about you anymore. This is about us. Well, that's why I do it for us. I'm gonna go compete in this thing, and then like.
Pretty sure that's the plot of Pitch Perfect 3.
They're like, don't compete in this. Yes. These movies are getting worse.
Don't do another one of these. Yeah. You're gonna ruin everybody's Christmas.
How many times can we watch Elizabeth Banks play the same like obnoxious white woman? Yeah. That's the worst part about those movies.
Yeah, well, honestly, that was the worst part about Curb Your Enthusiasm, too. It's like...
Yeah, that is a character that she's got to stop playing.
Yeah, and like didn't she direct the Pitch Perfect movies?
Yeah.
Like, you're calling the shots.
She was like a huge part of that, yeah. And she's like, you know what character I should do? That one character I always do.
The one character that everybody else gives me.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, go play Beth again from 40-Year-Old Virgin. Go play...
Even like Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah, go play What's-Her-Face. Wait, so she plays Beth in... her character's name is Beth in 40-Year-Old Virgin because she goes, Beth. And then she plays Beth in... what's it called? Role Models.
Oh, really?
Because at the end, he sings Beth to her.
Is it the same? Is it the same universe?
Beth, what's that? No.
It's not?
Definitely
Because aren't both of those...
Well, it's like all the same people.
Yeah. So, I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
Because what is it? The Knocked Up and This Is 40 is the same universe.
Right, yeah, but that's like...
It's like it's tied.
Clearly, yeah.
So, you never know. I like to put that out there. The Judd Apatow cinematic universe.
Yeah, but his character would have talked about Mindy Kaling's character a lot. What's her name?
I don't remember.
Oh, man. But yeah, so, yeah, considering pivoting to a different thing, and a question I had is, how much do they shower?
Weird question. You don't see him showering at all.
Because they're always training, and they're like, obviously you have a million workouts a day if you're a boxer, but like Adonis Creed will be having a bad day or something, so he'll go to the gym for like 20 minutes to hit the bag, and then Rocky comes in, and they have a little heart-to-heart, and then Creed goes home. Did you shower after that?
And you think that would be one of those movies that has like a slow motion shower
scene,
right? Like
where pissed in the shower, holding onto the wall.
Yeah, like the water is hitting his face while he like
thinking.
contemplates and says like, should I still be doing this?
Yeah, should I take the fight?
Yes. So it is weird that they don't have a shower scene. Good point.
Yeah, I don't know, like. Actually, you know what? There is a shower scene. His girlfriend is going to... She's like getting ready to shower. Getting out of the shower. And
but there's no in the shower scene.
Right.
Which is...
I would even like while they're arguing, if she's like, oh yeah, take the fight, and while you're at it, why don't you take another shower? You've taken 6 showers today. Yeah.
Nobody needs to take that many showers.
And he's like, I sweat so many times a day. What am I gonna... Because I am, like if I sweat, I'm showering after.
Yeah, same.
What, am I, gross?
Right. So, also, a shower would be a great excuse for them to get another back shot. Not back shots.
Man, the back shot. The upper back shots.
We should clarify.
Yeah.
Shots of the muscles.
Yeah.
Camera shots of the muscles.
To quote...
Back shots could be...
Comments on my Instagram. Put those traps away, but actually don't, because oh my gosh,
so many fucking muscles. And there's the scene where Michael B. Jordan's girlfriend is getting out of the shower.
Yeah,
he's wearing a black sort of thermal, like loose neck thermal thing.
Oh yeah,
and he is like, it is the most muscular I've ever seen a man look in clothes.
Yeah,
it is absurd. His shoulders are like the broadest shoulders in the world.
And he's all like, even when he's not huge, his shoulders are incredible.
Yeah,
like if we were to build the dream guy again, I would use the shoulders of Michael B. Jordan.
I know broad is
I actually may have last time, to be honest.
What? Oh, use the shoulders? Yeah. I think you might have.
I probably
his torso
did. No, I used the torso of Steve Carell.
Okay, then no,
because he's got an underrated torso and he's got a good heart. So okay. I used that.
I know broad is a problematic word, but his shoulders are very broad.
That's true. Yeah. The Drago family is big on. Drago's wife left him after Rocky beat him, or after Creed beat him, right? Who beat him?
Creed beat him. No, He killed Creed.
Oh, yeah, right. He killed
Creed and Rocky beat him.
I'll tell you, I've only seen like 1 or 2 of the other ones. Don't even remember which ones they are. Don't care about them. Michael B. Jordan's not in them.
Yes, agreed. But, I actually have not seen a Rocky.
The first one?
I have not seen a Rocky.
Wow.
I've not seen
Watch the first
single
one.
Rocky.
Watch the first. I watched the first one like only a few years ago.
Well, if I like Creed so much, I'm assuming that I'm going to like some of the Rockies.
And so,
it is. I mean, so I was going to say, like, it's it's wild that they went so deep into like, hey, Rocky ruined my life and basically ruined the Soviet Union.
Oh yeah,
they went in on that, but like it's crazy that they didn't sort of loop back around on that on the Creed versus Little Drago fight.
Yeah,
because especially like right now in 2018, the Cold War is like sort of coming back.
Oh yeah, a great part of that is so he's all about losing to Rocky. Cost me a lot of things. Cost me my wife. Blah blah blah. When he's losing to when young Drago is losing to Creed, in between rounds, the old Drago says to him, "This is why she left us."
Yes,
like that is 2018 Gunner. You lost it for me, but it's hey, my wife left me, and it's
of you.
Yeah, my wife left me because 1,000 years after my wife left me, my son was losing a fight to somebody who has nothing to do with my wife.
Drago is the absolute worst dad in the world in this movie, and it is hilarious.
I'd like to see a little fusion of Drago and Senor Cienfuegos and see, because they handle their my wife left me in drastically different ways. Also, didn't say on the podcast, little Senor Cienfuegos fan fiction thing. Very possible that he is Donna's father and took the job at the hotel so he could be closer to his daughter, a la Mrs. Doubtfire.
Insane.
It's
but he didn't
true.
dress as a woman.
Right, but he
Would've
just
been
didn't
better.
need to.
That's true.
Because he's like, she's so worried about, I don't know, what was Donna thinking about back then? Getting ready for Sophie's wedding or something? She would be very unsuspecting that this would be her father. And I don't know. I think it's possible. I've been looking at some of like the Mamma Mia Wikias.
Aren't you twisting it? It would be Sophie's father, not Donna's father.
No. Because he smushed Ruby all those years ago in Mexico.
Oh, that's right.
So she says in the beginning, Sophie of Mamma Mia 2, you're the manager of the hotel, and this is the grand reopening of the Hotel Belladonna, which means that Donna did turn it into a hotel. Seemingly, he was the manager of the hotel because somebody was dying.
Wait, so they're saying that Andy Garcia would be Meryl Streep's Meryl Streep's dad.
Yeah.
In this movie makes no sense.
All over the place.
It is insane. I mean, the fact that they make Cher Meryl Streep's mom when they're like 5 years apart
Similar
in real
ages,
life.
Yeah. I've been listening to Cher's ABBA cover album.
Yeah.
And
Good?
a couple of them are pretty great. Her version of SOS is awesome. Really good time. One last side ABBA note. As I've been getting into ABBA, I really have not given enough credit to what an absolute babe Agneta was. There were two girls. There was Frida and there was Agneta. Agneta was the blonde one.
Wait, so why Frida?
Yeah.
She's got to have like a different name, right? Because aren't ABBA is like the first names, isn't it?
Agneta, Bjorn, Benny, and Frida, it's like it's a hyphenated thing. Okay. And the second it's like something Fried or something, but she was known as Frida. Good call though.
Thanks.
Also, I was thinking there are like as I've been watching live ABBA videos, Benny when he's playing the piano, they just get shots of him, and it's the best reaction shots. He is having the absolute time of his life. He's like a lot of throwing his head back and laughing, like we're doing it, and like they're like all going through divorces.
Sounds like the Christmas Chronicles jailhouse scene.
Oh, so good. They're considering. Their new music is delayed, apparently.
Yes, I was going to mention this.
I looked it up.
Which is hilarious, because I remember talking...
I don't know if we even need to get back into Creed, by the way, because I'm feeling good where we're going right now. Go ahead.
I just think it's... I mentioned how, like, months ago, how preposterous it is that they were announcing, like, 2 new songs, announced the name of them, and like, the date that they were going to release them, like, 9 months before they actually were planning on releasing them, and then they ended up delaying it.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't need to do that for songs.
I don't...
Do it for an album, sure, but...
Right. So, like, what needs to happen? Did they listen to them and they were like, oh, they're not good? Were they like, well, we just need one member, one-fourth of this thing that has not been doing anything to come in and do their job? We'll assume that they'll do that. I haven't spoken to my ex-wife in a million years because everyone in that, two of them were married, or there was two relationships, and they both divorced. As it happens. As marriages go.
Yes.
So, yeah, that got delayed. But
Insane.
Part of it was, along with the two songs, they announced a hologram tour.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hologram tours are what you do for dead people.
Yes.
And they're just like, we don't want it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. What a great racket that is. I'm going to go to that for sure.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they took their measurements from what they looked like in the 70s and everything, and there's going to be a live band, and everything's going to be, and it's going to be the vocals of them from the 70s, and everything's going to be real except for ABBA.
That's crazy. And they're probably going to charge more money for it.
Right, because they're like, well, yeah, you're paying for the hologram. Yes. I'm like, I'll just take I'll take 72-year-old Agneta. I watched an interview with her the other day. Still such a babe.
That's unbelievable.
Seriously, look up Agneta. She was... I will. The fact that in 1977, both her and Stevie Nicks were happening is
you were born in the wrong time.
I was born in the wrong time. I wouldn't have been able to live, though, because I'd just be like, these are the two most perfect people.
You would get murdered
world.
Because you would only talk about them to everybody, and they'd just be like, shut the fuck up, and then I
would have mentionitis with my girlfriend, who's not my girlfriend. It's a celebrity from the band Fleetwood Mac.
Yes. Yeah, so... That's the ABBA note of this podcast.
Stay tuned next week for the ABBA note of that one.
Yes. But any final thoughts on Creed 2?
No, I mean, not
a lot to take away.
It is your standard Creed movie.
It gave me everything that I wanted. The music was great. I will say that. The music was great. There were a couple of montages that were fucking unbelievable.
Yep.
There are two fights. And the first Drago fight comes in the first 45 minutes of the movie. When that happened, I was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And
I figured it out. I was like,
Yeah. So there's two Drago fights, and the montages for both of them are unbelievable. The first one is in front of the press sort of montage. That was great. And then the second one is in the desert, and that one was fucking unbelievable.
The desert one was amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
he just had a baby. So
right.
He's like, all right,
I gotta get out of here.
Desert time.
Yes, gotta get out of here.
You two do your thing.
He did the old Mike Fisher. It's like, I'm gonna retire, and then quickly thereafter, it was like, nope.
You know what? I think
too much time at home.
Me. They're like, oh no, they filled your spot. They need me.
So he got the hell out of there. But it was. I mean, it was very good, very entertaining. I thought that Lil Drago was good. I honestly thought that
got a shout out. Yeah, Wood Harris is in this movie.
And
I needed way more of him.
He was in the first one too.
He was?
Yeah, I forgot too, and then I watched the first one and that one too.
Wow, that's great.
But I think that what they did that in this one that they didn't do in the first one, I could be wrong, but I think that they made him the son of somebody in the second one.
Yeah, he's the son of somebody.
Yeah, he's the son of the
trainer.
Yeah. And I don't know if they did that in the first one, but love Wood Harris. Mm-hmm. He was very good. Everybody was really good, honestly. And I liked Lil Drago. I don't know how good of a villain he is, because he was like a sympathetic character.
He was like the his dad was living vicariously through him.
Yeah, right, and you felt bad for him.
Yeah,
and he wasn't.
He was Gunnar Stahl.
Aside from a couple of dirty moments, he wasn't a bad dude.
Well, yeah, there's without spoiling it, there is one reprehensible thing.
Yeah, but that's more of a mental lapse in the moment.
I don't know. I think that you're becoming like a Tom Wilson apologist here.
Yeah, but Tom Wilson's not in jail. He's not necessarily a bad dude. He just he just makes shitty decisions sometimes.
An idiotic, dangerous person.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe not the like the worst villain or like the most hateable villain. Like I for sure thought that the guy in the first Creed, Pretty Ricky Conlon.
Oh yeah,
he was like a better villain.
Yeah.
Than Drago was, but overall had no problems with Drago's character. I like the storyline. I do kind of wish that they went a little bit more into like, hey, we're bringing the Cold War back.
Oh no, that's been done so many times.
Yeah, but like now's the time to fucking do it.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they like live in Trump's America in the Creed world.
I don't know.
They definitely didn't get political.
That'd be every movie should do that. Should be like, hey, you know how like movies take liberties? Well, in every movie, Trump's not the president.
Yeah, don't blame him.
Yeah. So
it's a very good and like to make a good argument for why they shouldn't do that. This is a very good like turn your brain off movie and just fucking enjoy it.
Yeah, standard good sports movie. I liked it.
Yeah.
Should we do stamps for it?
Yeah.
What are you going to give it? I'm going to say what you'd expect in a good way.
Oh, that's a lot to fit on a stamp, but I like it. What you didn't expect in a good way is pretty much exactly how I feel about it, but I'm going to go with just right.
Nice.
I feel that way about this. But should we do stamps for Christmas Chronicles too? I feel like those could be fun.
Yeah.
I already got mine.
Really stupid, which isn't a bad thing.
You're really going in on like the,
yeah.
Let's see how big
Leslie
we can
Knope
make
headlines.
Yes. I'm gonna go with fatherless.
Nice. People should know. Last thing for me, real quickly, worst movie-going experience, seeing Creed. There was somebody who was either talking or moaning the whole time. They were going, Like, I could just hear that every 5 seconds, constantly.
And it wasn't a phone going
constantly
off? Constantly going.
Sounds
like a phone going off.
No, that goes, Not this person would go, and I have audio, and if it's usable, we'll drop it in. I've listened back to it, and I can hear it because
You're listening for it?
I'm listening for it, and I knew what it sounded like, but it was brutal, and it made me so mad, and I'm thinking of solutions. We can maybe have this conversation for the next episode, because this is like a 6-hour episode we got going on right now, but...
Wait, can you play it for me so I can see if I can hear it?
Yeah. There it was.
Wait, that? I think I hear it.
It was like every time I record it, this person, whoever was doing it, like
it sort of like syncs up with the movie a little bit.
And it was weird. So distracting. I couldn't pay attention. I almost walked out of the movie. It was driving me absolutely crazy. I don't know what to do. There needs to be some solution. One is I think that there should be an option now to bring headphones to the movie.
I really wish, because people are so fucking rude.
And if people are talking, just pop them on, which stinks because you want to get the big like experience and everything, but I'm willing to miss out on that because I would rather anything than that garbage noise.
Like sort of like an airplane seat movie situation,
yes, exactly.
where where you can have the option to listen via the sound, but if something's bothering you, you put it on and headphones on. Like I think that would be a decent solution. I would also feel like a little uncomfortable being in a movie theater with headphones on and that shit pumping through, like not having full awareness of my surroundings.
Exactly. That's
that would
probably
make me
why
really...
people it would be very nerve-wracking. But we've got to do something, and I think that if you get caught, and if another solution is camera on the back of every seat that has night vision, and on your way out, or, I don't know, there's some sort of exit survey. You have the option of saying, hey, somebody in this area was talking, or moaning, or coughed too many times, or fell asleep and was snoring, something. And then they go and they review the video, and if there are enough complaints, they're like, okay, let's see, is it this seat? No, is it this seat? And if they find out
blacklist the guy.
That you were the one, yes, for 1 year, you don't get to go to any movies, and all these places have to, AMC, Showcase Cinemas, everybody, the Texas Roadhouse,
the Alamo Draft
House. Has to...
Love seeing the new flicks at the Texas Roadhouse.
All right, this is over.
The whistles go woo!